Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about what these 3 days of school are. Last year I went through this with you too, but I think it's important that you understand what we're doing. Um, and it changed a little bit this year, so I want to keep you in the loop. So usually the first 3 days are called Soar or significant 72 days. That's what you know them as. And then every half day throughout the school year was a significant 72 day where we did like fun activities on those half days. They are now called Soar in 60 days, and I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to explain it to you. So, significant 72 plus PBIS plus like our pillars, SOAR, equal our Soar in 60 days. So, all three things are working together. And so we decided instead of having three different things happening, we would just combine them into one. So let me explain that to you more. We went over this last year, and for sixth graders, just so you know, Significant 72 is a book study that we did as a staff and something that I firmly believe in. And really, what it says is the first 3 days of school should really just be about relationship building. And so that is what we do when we come to school those first 3 days. We have a day where like we just go through kind of like procedures and syllabi. That was Wednesday for you guys. And then we have just a fun day, which was yesterday, where we had different activities together. Each classroom had a different, like, what I wish my teacher knew, and what fills your plate. And we did rock painting, and it's a more of a leisurely day where you get to kind of know your teacher, you get to know your classroom, the people in your classroom. Sorry, the sun is really streaming in. So Significant 72 is all about relationship building, and it gives evidence about the power of relationships in success. So even me as a principal, a leader in this building, it's a lot more productive for me to get to know my staff, get to know what they're good at naturally, the things that they're interested in, and then utilize them in those places where they kind of thrive. And I can't do that without knowing who they are. Same thing with you in the classroom. Your teachers are going to get little out of you if there isn't an established relationship between you and your teacher. And so really we have dedicated the first 3 days of school to building that relationship. And then we give dedicated time to it on the half days throughout the school year to continue to build it, because we grow and change and things change and experiences are different. And sometimes we just need a break from like academic work, right? So that is how Significant 72 plays into this. I believe in Significant 72. I think the power of relationships is real here at school and in real life. So that's one part of this equation. The second part of this is PBIS. This is our school-wide behavior management system. So in the state of Illinois, we are required to have one behavior management system that kind of works throughout the whole building. So PBIS is what we have utilized for a long time. I think I started PBIS here back in like 2012. And it has obviously morphed and changed as we've gone along, but you're still expected to behave certain ways in different areas. So we are safe, we are on task, we are accountable, we are respectable. And then it goes through like the different settings. So all settings, the hallway, the cafeteria, the classroom, the bus, the restroom, the gym, the playground, anything on technology, and then arrival and dismissal. These are things you have been taught here at school. The expectations have been laid out for you your whole life, like the whole time you've been here. So we took the high school one, the junior high one, and the elementary one. This is called a matrix, and we put it all together because really, no matter if you're 7 in this building or 17 in this building, There are a few things we expect of you and the staff, no matter what, no matter where you are, no matter how old you are. And so this is how PBIS plays a role. We will talk today, if you haven't already seen it, different expectations like in the cafeteria. How does it work? How do we treat the people in there? What are the expectations when you're in there? General classroom expectations. Doesn't matter what the teacher, who the teacher is, but when you are in a classroom, there is just a general level of respect that I expect of you, no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's a sub, if it's a teacher that's been here for 35 years, or if it's a first year teacher. And so those are the things that we really focus on with PBIS. So this is our school-wide plan on how we expect kids to come in and behave in certain areas. What are the expectations? This is the way that when you walk into a bus, or you walk into the cafeteria, or you walk into the main gym, this is like our baseline, right? So that's the second part of the Soar in 60 days. The third part, if you remember last year, we rolled out kind of 4 pillars: standard, ownership, awareness, and respect. They have kind of been filtered through a lot of different things, whether with goal setting or us as administrators have utilized them to kind of decide what things we're doing and what things we're not doing. But these are the things that we expect of all of our students every day when you come here. So having a standard, being resilient, being able to be disciplined, having a work ethic, ownership, taking responsibility for who you are and having integrity in that process, and accountability. If you've done something, to own up to it. That makes everything better. Awareness is like self-control. How does your presence kind of impact the rest of the classroom or the space that you're in? And then respect, right? Being kind, being patient, having empathy, being courageous. Those are things we want you to leave with, because those are good in every setting. So we took those 3 things, Significant 72, PBIS, and the SOAR pillars, and created the Soar in Success days. That's what these are going to be. So what does this mean for you on a, down to the nitty gritty? Those half-day Fridays are still going to be fun things that we're going to do. For those half days, the relationship building, whether that's in your classroom with your teacher or as a whole junior high or a whole high school, those will be called Soar in 60 days, and we still plan on doing that. So it's not academic work. It is all about relationship building and having some fun at school. There is going to be a change in the junior high Hawk Prides. They will look different. God, the sun is really following me. They will look different this year, and I will show you what they look like. They're still utilized the same way, but they don't look the same as last year. So if you have them from last year, you need to throw them away. Your teachers have the updated ones. And then for high school, we're going to do something totally different this year, and you are going to get actual tickets, and I will show you what I'm talking about. We are going to buy some high-end things, and when you get a ticket, you can drop it in to one of those high-end things. Maybe they're, it's a nice backpack or an Awala or a Stanley or a, I don't know, earbuds. We haven't shopped yet, but we will. And then when you get a ticket, we'll put your name and drop it into something that you'd like to win. So this is what they'll look like. On the screen, the Hawk Pride, standard, ownership, awareness, respect. Those are now your Hawk Pride tickets. That's what they look like. It's different from how it was. And then high school, you will get an actual ticket that you get, if you're walking, if you go on a carnival ride or whatever. So you will be able to put your name on the back and then drop it in whatever gift or prize that you'd like to win. So this is how we're changing things up this year. It looks different than it has in the past. And I wanted to just keep you posted on like the why and why things are being called different things. So they're all important pieces. We just didn't want to have them all kind of scattered all over the place and have different names for a bunch of different things. So Soar and Succeed is what it will be from this point forward. I hope that helps if anyone was wondering why they aren't called Significant 72 Days anymore. But that's the jam we're going with this year. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I will see you in the next video.